Hello everyone, welcome to another session on the chapter circles in which we are covering objective 4.6. We will be able to solve questions involving measures of arc of a circle. So we are going to understand an important concept called measure of arc of a circle. Now you all are very familiar with an arc. What does an arc look like? So here if you can see this red portion AB is a minor arc. It's a part of a circle just like a pizza piece, and this ADB, the blue color portion, is the major arc. Now every arc you see subtends an angle at the center. This angle is called the central angle. So I can say that the arc AB subtends मतलब जो angle वो arc center पे बना रहा है, it's called angle is subtended. So this angle here is the central angle for the small minor arc. If I ask what is the central angle for this bigger arc, major arc ADB, it is the opposite reflex angle जो वो बना रहा है, 360 minus the smaller angle. So measure of arc is nothing but the angle it is forming in the center. Yep. We will understand this more by quickly jumping into an example. So from here on, keep pausing the video, write down the question first, and then we will move ahead to understand what it is asking. So in this question, as you can see in example number 1, there are 3 points A, B, C. The first question says write the name of all the arcs formed. Now this is an interesting activity to do. आपके पास 3 points हैं. You have to make all the combinations of arc possible. For example, एक arc बन रहा है AB. दूसरा आर्क आप सोचोगे तो ABC भी एक आर्क बन रहा है. Similarly, ACB is also an arc. So think about it in this way and think how many possible arcs are getting formed. Small, big, everything included. Yep. So let's come back and see what are the arcs formed. Here are the names you can see. There's an arc AB. So this portion A to B. Then B to C is an arc. A to C is also an arc. Then a bigger arc ABC is an arc. ACB is another arc, and BAC is also an arc which is being formed. So these are all the possible combination of arc that can be formed. Now that we have found the different arcs, what it is asking is measure of arc of BC. The small m stands for measure of arc of BC. So it is given that measure of arc of BC is 110. To understand this better, let's change the diagram and mark the angles which are given. So it is given that BC is making an angle 110 at the center. AB, the measure of arc AB is 125. I have to find the measure for all the remaining arcs. So let's go one by one. I will first find for AB, it's given 125. BC, it's given 110. Let's come to AC now. If you go to AC, what you will do is, this is 110, this is 125. Total circle का angle कितना होना चाहिए? 360. So from 360, if you subtract 125 and 110, you are going to get 125. So the measure of arc AC is 125. Now you have to find ABC. Now ABC can be found in different ways. One way is to add these two angles. So I will simply add 125 and 110. I will get the answer. That is 235. I'm so sorry. Then we have to find ACB. ACB. You can keep on adding these angles for whichever combination possible and get the answer. Another way to do that is, for example, you have to find measure of arc ACB. ठीक है, ACB. ये इतने दूर का मुझे फाइंड करना है. If I know this is 125, 360 में से माइनस करेंगे 125, you will get the measure of this angle. So either you can do by adding the angles or you can do the other way around. 360 में से माइनस करो. Either ways the answer would remain the same. So this was about directly finding the measure of angles of an arc. Here is a question that you should try yourself. So pause the video, write down the question. Make sure you draw the diagram with pencil. The answer has been provided to you. So go ahead with solving this. Coming back and moving ahead from here, there is a theorem about the arcs that we are going to study. From our list, this is theorem number 7. The theorem says the chords corresponding to congruent arcs of a circle or congruent circles are congruent. बहुत सारे congruent use हो गए. Let's try to understand the meaning of this. The chords corresponding to congruent arc. अगर आप यहाँ पे इस डायग्राम को देखो, there is an arc ED. हर arc को अगर हम join करें the end points of the arc, we will get a line, and this line can be called a chord. Similarly, if you look at the arc APC and I join AC, I am going to get a chord. The theorem says that if the length of this arc EQD is the same as EPC, then the chords ED and AC are going to be the same. मतलब अगर आपके पिज्ज़ा का पीस सेम है तो उसके अंदर में जितना भी फिलिंग है वो भी सेम है. सो दिस इज द सेम थिंग. द लेंथ ऑफ द आर्क इफ दे आर सेम, देन उसके बीच में आप कोई भी लाइन ड्रॉ करो एज कॉर्ड, उसका भी लेंथ सेम होगा. दिस इज व्हाट द थ्योरम इज ट्राइंग टू से. नाउ फॉर दिस थ्योरम वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रूफ ऑल्सो. हमें ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है एग्जाम में, दैट वील हैव टू प्रूव. ये थ्योरम दे दिया, स्टेटमेंट दे दिया, आपको गिवन टू प्रूफ पूरा लिखना पड़ेगा. सो लेट्स सॉल्व दिस. वेरी सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड. गिवन टू प्रूव आप लिख लोगे. Now we are taking these two angles. The angles are ABC and the angle DBE. We are going to prove that the two triangles are congruent. ये दो ट्रायंगल अगर congruent हम प्रूव करते हैं तो उनके सारे साइड सेम होंगे, सारे एंगल्स सेम होंगे. So how can I say they are congruent? Side AB is equal to DB. Why? Because all these lines AB, BC, DB, BE, they are all radius of the circle. And radius of the same circle are going to be the same. So this is number one. Second, again BC is equal to BE, again because they are the radii of the same circle. Also angle ABC is equal to angle DBE. Now the question is, why are they equal? Because this is the measure of an arc, this is the measure of another arc. If both the arcs are same, their angles are also going to be the same. Hence these two angles are equal. So by side, angle, side property, I can say that the two triangles are congruent. As soon as they are congruent, all their sides are equal, all their angles are equal. So this side AC becomes equal to DE. The reason that we write is CSCT, that stands for corresponding sides of congruent triangle. हम sides को equal कर रहे हैं तो CSCT लिखते हैं, angles equal करते थे तो CACT लिखते थे. So by CSCT the two sides are equal. This is what we have to prove and hence it is done. We have another theorem but इसका हमें proof नहीं जानना. This theorem is just the reverse of what we studied. It says corresponding arcs of congruent chords of a circle are congruent. Try to understand, this is just the converse या reverse of what we studied. पहले हमें कहा गया था कि आर्क्स सेम हैं तो chords इक्वल होंगे. यहाँ पे हमें बोला है कि chords सेम हैं, hence we can say that the arcs will also be equal. This is what the theorem is trying to say. Yep, this is what the crux of the theorem is. इसका proof आपको नहीं चाहिए, आपको सिर्फ description जानना है. Now based on these two theorems that we have studied, let's go on to solve a few more questions. So pause the video, write down the question. Here I have a circle and inside the circle I have a rectangle PQRS with the center of the circle being T. I have to prove two things. Number one, PQ is equal to SR, the arc. Okay, so the arc PQ, this is the bigger arc PQ, has to be equal to the arc SR, and the arc SPQ, if you can see in the diagram, has to be equal to PQR. Let's try to understand what is happening over here. It's a very clear case that PQRS is a rectangle. If it is a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. So PQ is equal to SR and PS is equal to QR. Now you just studied that if the chords are equal, then their arcs have to be equal. मतलब PQ जिस arc के अंदर है, in the arc PQ, has to be equal to this arc SR by our theorem. Similarly, this smaller arc PS has to be equal to the smaller arc QR. अब क्या करें? How do I reach the second part of the theorem or of the question? I am simply going to add the two arcs. क्या? Measure of arc SP plus PQ. SP पे PQ को ऐड करो तो आपको SPQ मिल जाएगा. PQ पे QR को ऐड करोगे तो PQR मिल जाएगा. Right? We are adding arc to another arc, तो region हम बढ़ा सकते हैं ऐसा. From here we get that the measure of these two arcs are equal. If the measure of the two arcs are equal, then the length of the arc has to be equal. Measure का मतलब angle. अगर angle equal है तो उसका length भी same होना पड़ेगा. Hence the two arcs are equal. क्योंकि उनका angle equal है तो उनके length भी equal है. Yeah? This is what the second question said. The question looked complicated, but the proof was relatively easier. Moving ahead to another question now. It says that I have a circle inside which I have a triangle which is an equilateral triangle. Now what is so special about an equilateral triangle? Yes, all the three sides of an equilateral triangle are equal. Which means in this question, the length of QR, RS and SQ are all going to be the same. इसका मतलब the arcs QR, RS and SQ are also going to be the same. अब अगर आर्क का लेंथ सेम है तो उनके तीनों का एंगल भी सेम होना पड़ेगा. विच मीन्स ये तीनों एंगल मिला के 360 डिग्री होना चाहिए और तीनों एंगल सेम होना चाहिए. विच मीन्स आई एम डिवाइडिंग 360 into 3 parts. That gives me that each of the angle in the center has to be equal to 120 degree. अब जब मुझे तीनों एंगल का मेजर पता चल गया that each of them are 120 degree, then according to my theorem, what we have to find is measure of arc QRS. QRS is formed by adding QR and RS, which means I am adding 120 to 120, which gives me 140. So the measure of arc QRS is going to be 240. Yep. Again, the question looked complicated. You did not know how to go about it. But as you went by theorem, common logic flow हमने देखा, question solve हो गया आसानी से. Coming to the last question for this, you have a circle in which there are two chords AB and CD. I have to prove that the arc AC, the small arc AC, is equal to BC. How do I do that now again? Write the given part, write the two proof. From here, it is given that the arc AB, so the chord AB and the chord CD are the same, which means उनके corresponding arcs भी same होंगे. So the arc ACB is going to be equal to the arc CBD. ये दोनों same हो गए. इन दोनों में से अगर हम आर्क BC सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दें, बिकॉज BC इज कॉमन टू बोथ, लेट्स सब्ट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम बोथ द आर्क्स. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू गेट इज, जब ACB में से मैंने BC माइनस किया, आई एम लेफ्ट विथ ओनली AC. जब CBD में से मैंने BC माइनस किया, आई एम लेफ्ट विथ ओनली BD. आई क्लियरली गेट दैट आर्क AC इज इक्वल टू आर्क BD. This was what was required in the question again. Simple theorems, looks complicated but eventually turns out to be easy. We will continue ahead with more questions on circle in the next session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.